Traditional strength training for rugby often misses these crucial tools for getting more forceful. You need to incorporate eccentric and isometric training into your program for greater rugby strength. Every exercise has multiple phases, and traditionally strength training works through an eccentric and a concentric phase of a lift. Simple up and down stuff. The eccentric phase is the lowering phase or the negative phase, such as the descent of a squat. Your muscles are actually stronger eccentrically than they are concentrically, meaning you can handle more load on the way down than you can on the way up. Eccentric overload training exploits this by overloading this phase of the lift. Load heavier than your working weight, lower it at a slower tempo and under full control, and use assistance for the concentric so that you can repeat it, such as single to double limb lifts, using your partners, using pins in a rack, jumping to the top of a chin-up. Eccentrics will help with maximal strength increases, but also your muscle size, your flexibility, and your power. So they're an awesome tool, mainly for the pre and the off season, and that's just because they are highly fatiguing and they leave you feeling really, really sore. Isometric training is the other underused tool, and it's typically used in two ways. Yielding isometrics involve holding a position, such as pausing at the bottom of a squat or holding a plank. They build strength in the specific positions that you're holding under some load. Overcoming isometrics involve exerting a force against something completely immovable with maximum effort. No movement is going to occur, but they produce some of the highest motor unit recruitment of any training method that is available to you. Isometrics are great for strength at specific body positions, and you can easily replicate common rugby situations in isometric exercises. They don't cause massive damage or fatigue, meaning they are useful all season long, and they work on muscle and tendon improvements as well. Find a way to integrate eccentric overload and isometric training to your strength program. It is a game changer for being a stronger rugby player. By the way, if you're enjoying this video and you want to push your strength and rugby to new heights, then you can go to the links in the description for more rugby tips and programming. Your role and your position on the pitch should shape how you train in the gym. Here's what to prioritize based on you as a player. While it's important that everyone needs to be strong in rugby, your role shapes the emphasis of that strength. Forwards are going to need absolute strength for the tight areas of the game and for the set piece. Tight forwards in particular, your front and your second rowers, absolute strength is your bread and butter. Heavy lifts, plenty of size, isometric holds in those key positions for scrummaging, carries, breakdowns, mauling. You need to move serious weight so that you can outforce your opponents in these tight areas. Backs are going to need a lot of strength too. The modern game is demanding so much more from backs in regards to collision requirements, joining more rucks, joining more mauls. Be mindful that backs need to cover greater distances and higher speeds usually in a game. So you need to be fast and you need to be aerobically fit enough for those demands as well. But remember that maximal strength influences your speed and your conditioning. So factor this into your training. You can get gains in all of these areas through correctly applying strength training each week. The emergence of hybrid players is also quite eye-opening at the moment. Backs are now joining the forwards, and loose forwards are now moving to the centre in the same game. You may need to have the full spectrum of athletic qualities to deal with the demands of different positions. At the lower levels of the game, players may also need to cover different positions due to weekly availability. In my team, we are constantly moving players from back row to centre, back row to wing. We had a prop play on the wing a few weeks ago. But what I'm saying is, at any level, if you are athletically ready for the demands of rugby, then you are a serious asset. The key here is to know your specific role and your specific strengths as an athlete on the rugby pitch. If you're a forward that excels because you are fast and explosive, well, don't sacrifice that to get your maximal strength levels up. Conversely, if you're a back that is really, really strong and physical, then don't remove this to be faster or more aerobically fit. Just try to adjust your training to develop your weaknesses and maintain your strengths. If you need specific help with your rugby training, then join my program and get one-to-one coaching. I'll put the link in the description. You can also comment your thoughts below. I'd love to hear them. The next video explains how you can program your strength training throughout a rugby season, and it will tell you the key strength training mistakes that you can't afford to make as a rugby player. Check it out here.